Every year, new game mechanics and techniques are added to FIFA. Some are pretty weak and useless, others are totally overpowered until they get nerfed. And some others are really strong, but somehow they don't get used as much. This video has the target to change this. Hi, I'm Benjamin aka Taz, former pro, and in this video I will teach you 3 techniques that are really impactful and used by the pros to gain an edge over the opponent. But I'm going to be honest with you, they aren't easy, they aren't glitches. You actually have to put some work in to learn these and use them effectively. I can only tell you about it and how to use them. You have to be willing to put the effort in. So let me tell you about 3 strong techniques that are underused. Let's start with a technique for your defense, which actually can change your complete approach for defending. For years, as a good defender, you would very often not actively defend the current ball holder, but use second man press while you anticipate for the next pass. The second man press puts pressure on the player with the ball, and you switching to the next player helps to either intercept the pass or pressure faster after the pass is played. But since FIFA 23, we have a completely new way of dealing with those situations due to the new feature partial team press. You activate it by pressing the R1 or RB button twice while you keep holding the button for the second time. This activates 2 teammates to get closer to the next passing options of the opponent. This is important to understand. Second man press leads to one of your teammates to pressure the current ball holder. With partial team press, 2 teammates press the next passing options. And this allows you to defend completely differently. Whilst before you would switch away and send your teammate, you can now actively engage while you have 2 of your teammates doing the job of getting closer to the opponent's next options. So with this technique, you can get more players actively involved in the defense. This is a game changer and it feels like it's still underused by a lot of pros in the current game. Now you can decide for yourself. Do you want to actively engage on your own and use partial team press to apply extra pressure, or do you want to anticipate for the next pass and use second man press? Most common situations to use partial team press on the opponent's build up, when you have a clear overview and also defensive coordination. Especially when the opponent is on the wing, you can actively defend in 1 vs 1 while you use partial team press to limit its options for the next pass. Another cool use of partial team press is to prevent the opponent from playing cutbacks inside your box. Activating it here tightly marks a potential pass receiver in the center. So if you're just learning about this feature and how to make proper use of it now, you're doing something wrong. Why? Because we already explained everything you need to know about partial team press in an in-depth tutorial at the Guide Plus at the beginning of October, right after the release of FIFA 23. The Guide Plus is where we publish additional premium content that helps you to get the edge over the opponent. But you are lucky for 2 reasons. First, you can access this lesson for free. The link is in the video description, or you can click the icon in the top right corner. And second, you can not only get 6 months access to the Guide Plus, but also 2 hours of private one-to-one coaching, the most efficient way to improve and save up to 33% with our winter bundles. You can find more information about this offer on our coaching website. The link is in the description. Next, we have 2 techniques for your attack, and the first one is my favorite to create some really good chances with through balls. It's the directed runs feature, which was introduced in FIFA 21. You see those arrows on the pitch? It's a run of a teammate that you can initiate, and instead of your player just going straight forward, which is usually the case, you can determine the direction in 360 degrees. It took me some time to get used to the logic and idea behind directed runs. But since then, I regularly use directed runs to create some amazing movement, which allows me to attack the gaps in the opponent's defensive line year after year since the introduction. To initiate a directed run, you have to press the L1 or LB button and then flick the right stick in the direction that you want the run to happen. Make sure to activate the directed runs visualization in the FIFA trainer settings, as this helps quite a lot to see that you were successful with the input. And by the way, you can also use the R1 or RB button and flick the right stick for a directed run, but I exclusively use L1 for it. But which of your teammates gets selected? The player that is in the direction of your left stick, so where you're aiming, gets activated. So try to get in a position where you can aim with the left stick towards the player that should make the run. Depending on the situation, this can be quite a hustle and needs some practice, but I have a few tips to make things easier. Usually I press the L1 or LB button several times, so the player already starts a normal run. And since you don't have to flick the right stick immediately after pressing the button, this does give you several opportunities to do the flicking with the right stick when the timing is right, so it doesn't interfere with your normal dribbling. Try to start using this feature for your wingers. Most often this player is isolated and thus quite easy to hit for the directed run. You can then initiate a run of the winger to the center, penetrating the gap between fullback and center back. Most opponents are not aware of this possibility and underestimate the potential of such a run. The biggest strength of this feature is in quick transition play. You win the ball on defense and quickly switch to attack. While you pick up pace in the midfield, you can orchestrate the runs of your attackers and wingers in front of you or to your side. Angling those runs can create completely new passing opportunities or allow you to attack the gaps in the opponent's defensive line. In this example, I initiate a directed run towards the gap that starts to open up when the opponent pulls out their center back. This adds another dimension to your attacking play. When you get more comfortable with a feature, you can switch the directed run several times, make your player go right and then left. This feature is totally broken. At last, we have another technique which was introduced in FIFA 21 and it's also used to gain more control over your teammates' positioning, but even to a more extreme level. Instead of just determining the direction of a run, you completely take over the control of a player off the ball. This is the player lock feature. There are several ways you can use it, but I will explain the most efficient way. You activate player lock by pressing in both sticks. The indicator above your player changes from a triangle to a diamond. Player lock is activated. Now flick the right stick in the direction of the player that you want to control. As you can see, the indicator is now above the player off the ball. Now you can control his positioning, and when you press the pass button, you request a pass to this player. The use of player lock can be quite tricky in some situations. Sometimes it's clunky when you actually can switch away, or the timing when the pass is played. The easiest situation to start using this feature is when you have some space on the wing and a teammate in the center. In those situations, the opponent can't pressure you as easily, giving you enough time to execute all of these steps. The big advantage of player lock in those situations is that you can position your player to be in an onside position and also get him unmarked. When you get more comfortable with the feature, you can start using it from midfield positions, switching to a player in front of you to get him in a position to pass to. When you see pros playing the game, you can witness the end level of player lock, because some use this feature extremely fluently, activating player lock, switching multiple times, deactivating it and not playing the pass, etc. To reach this level, you have to practice it over and over again, since it's heavily reliant on your mechanical skill. To deactivate player lock, you have to press in both sticks again, and this opens up the possibility for fakes. Distract your opponent with a player lock, but then just go through on your own. So there are plenty of possibilities with player lock, and by the way, directed runs and player lock work really well together. At first, use directed runs to break through on the wing, and then use player lock inside the box to convert the advantageous situation into a goal. So these were the 3 techniques which are extremely useful, but not used as often. I hope I was able to teach you something new or give you more insight on how to make proper use of it. If you enjoyed the video and find it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, as this helps us a lot. And if you need more help to create chances on the wing, check out the video that you can click on in the center of the screen, which is about wing play. This is it from my side. Don't forget to check out the guide plans. Thanks for your attention. Keep a clean sheet. I'm out.